With this particular collar that I'm using for Charlie at the moment, I was having problems with the actual collar getting bigger all the time. It kept, for some reason, up here sliding, even though I had this little lock bar, and it would get bigger. Of course, that's not a good thing, because obviously it could slip out of its collar and, you know, for some reason lose its tags. So I came up with an idea using epoxy. Now Charlie's full grown, so it's not a big deal to keep it this size, and the collars are cheap enough that if you have to, you can always just get another one. So here's what I did. Now I used DevCon 5-minute epoxy, number 14200. It's a 2-part mix in tubes. You get two tubes, and you manually draw some out. You take the epoxy and an equal amount of hardener, and you mix them together. Now I used wax paper. I just take wax paper, fold it over a couple times, and then to mix it, I use a good old toothpick. That works perfect, because the toothpick, you can mix it up, and then you can also use it to pick up the epoxy and then apply it to the leash. So what I did, or collar. So what I did here is I marked, once I got it sized for Charlie, I marked with a marker where it was, so that way when I took the collar off, if something moved, I knew exactly where I wanted it. Then once you mix up the epoxy, and it says 5 minutes because it means 5 minutes, so you just mix up very little. You'll probably waste some, but you mix up a little bit. You use the toothpick or something that you're going to throw away to mix up the hardener and the epoxy together. And even if you get epoxy that comes in a dual tube with like a plunger, you still got to mix it up. Then I take the toothpick, you open it up, and then you apply it. What I do is I took this black, what I assume is like a locking device, pulled it back, then I put the epoxy up in here and down in here, just put a nice layer on there. Then I slid the back collar up there to where it was like you see it, and just let it set. And like it says, in five minutes, pretty much it sets up good. After a few hours, for this purpose, you're basically done. Once you can touch where the epoxy is and it doesn't transfer, you're done. And that's a good strong finish, or a good strong, it won't move. So now you can put that on your dog, and there's no fear of the collar backing open or opening up on you. It's a nice, strong, quick, easy fix.